Okay, still the 24th, and I just posted that last video, and I had some other things that I wanted to get out, so I don't want to forget them. And, you know, I know that it's tough, and I call people out. That's tough. I mean, this is the deal. Rule of law is rule of law. I would rather have a politician coming out and saying, I have served for 4 years and not violated my oath of office once. Can you imagine that? If that's what the measuring stick was of these people that we are hiring to conduct business for us. Remember, the politicians, they don't generate any wealth. They're just there to conduct business for us while we're back here generating the wealth. We make the stuff. We grow the stuff. We put together the stuff. And we maintain the stuff. Right? They don't do anything. They just suck up our money and are supposed to take care of business. And the rule book that they have is the employee's handbook is the Bill of Rights, the Constitution of the United States. They take an oath to protect that, to defend that, and not to violate that, but then they violate it by the numbers. And I don't feel bad about calling a guy out having violated the oath of office. While I'm on that subject, I'd like to call out a few others too. And I'm not going to use any names here because people are going to know exactly who in the hell they are. If you are an oath taker, it means like me, career military, took the oath 5 times to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Defend. Defend. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to, oh, you violated your oath of office. You become my enemy that must be destroyed. In order for our representative republic to continue, we have to have the traitors weeded out and thrown on the junk pile. They have to be out of our government. And guys like me view guys like you as traitors, right? If you violate your oath of office, you are a traitor to our republic, right? You violated your employee's handbook, right? There's another way to look at it too. If you took the Bill of Rights and you took each one of those sentences, right? And each sentence was a piece of wire, right? And you connected them all together, and that wire went to that representative or senator or attorney general or sheriff, and from the people is where the power comes from, through that piece of wire. If one of these people stretches it to the point where they break that wire, there's no more power going through there. They have no more authority. They're done, right? That's another way to look at it. I want to call out the people who are promoting these traitors. I want to call them out. Who do you think you are? If you've taken an oath to protect and defend our Constitution, and then you're putting forth a traitor, and you're saying, this is the guy to vote for, you're endorsing a traitor, what does that make you? All right? You people know who you are. You know who you are. And that's the cool thing about Facebook, is we know who we are too. Right? And there's way more of us than there are of you. So those of us that took our oath and took it seriously, we're watching you. And we're not just watching you. It goes further than that. Because if you haven't realized this, we are in a struggle. And it's a big struggle. And it's a struggle between people who break their oath and people who keep their oath. Very easy. Now, we dealt with this very easily in the military. Very easy. We had the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And it was the rule of law. You either kept your oath of office or you didn't. If you didn't, your punishments ranged from being put against the wall and executed by firing squad, or you could be court-martialed, or many other things. Younger troops, people that don't understand the whole process, a lot of times you get a reprimand, a verbal reprimand. Hey, come here, son, let me tell you how this really works. And you don't want to do this because this, this, and this. But the guys that I was just talking about, they know this. And they're professional politicians. They've become professional liars. There was a time in our country, and there's still these people within our society are righteous individuals, good people, that could be politicians, they would be called statesmen. Statesmen. We don't have those right now. We have exited from rule of law, and I think it was back in 1963 when President Kennedy was murdered. I think that's when this happened. But mark my words, we are going to return to the rule of law. And when that happens, people like Bill Schuette, who have a record of violating his oath of office in writing, doesn't care who sees it. He just covers it with more lies. Oh, I'm going to bring jobs to Michigan. Vote for me. Has no intention of keeping his oath of office if he is elected to the governor's mansion. He is totally in place to do the bidding of the corporations that benefit from his corruption. He is a corrupt individual, an individual that takes an oath to protect and defend, but then works very hard to violate that oath of office. He's doing exactly what he wants to do, exactly what he is in place to do. He lies to you, the public that votes for him, but then he does exactly the bidding of his corporate friends that put him there. That is a bad individual, but that individual cannot cover his tracks. Mark my words, I don't have any inside poop. I just have a feeling, call it farmer's intuition. At some point, hashtag release the memo is going to create such a ruckus in this country that I believe we are going to enter into a period of time that's going to be very uncomfortable, right? This is my personal belief. I mean, I'm not parroting what anybody else says. This is just my personal belief. And when we come out of that, the only thing that we're going to have to latch onto is our Constitution and return to rule of law. And I believe that as soon as that phrase, return to rule of law, comes from the POTUS, the President of the United States, whoever the president is, but it is our leader here in the United States, then you're going to have people who have a track record of violating their oath of office and resulting in, loss of income, loss of life, injury, things like that. They're going to be looked at very closely, right? And I think there's no way an oath violator should even be able to get his name on the ballot. There's no way. There's no way. It should not be allowed. I don't know how that would shape up. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have made that statement before I thought about it, but there's no way we should even be considering liars of this magnitude to run for office. Everybody saw the national election and how that went, but I believe we're going through a process now to get things back on track. We are a representative republic governed by a constitution. Nobody has a problem with that. I mean, you can be a Democrat, you can be a Republican. Nobody has a problem that. We all see rule of law as a good thing. The people who have a problem with that are the ones that want to cheat, right? They're the ones that are playing Monopoly, but instead of going by the rules that are included in the box there from Milton Bradley, they want to just play by their own rules. That's what we have. We have oath breakers and oath keepers. There's no middle ground. You either keep your oath or you don't. If you break your oath, you are a swamp creature and you need to be drained out of the swamp with all that gross water and go away. Same things with your supporters. You need to go away. And you need to think about what you're doing when you do that. There's definitely ramifications to that. So this is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Let's get tough. Anyone can farm.